Good evening, fellas, and welcome to another video with me, Vince, at Modern Man Lifestyle. We've got a change of topic today. We're going to be talking about saving money and how to manage your finances. In layman's terms, a dummy's guide, really. The reason why we're talking about this is that a lot of people have money coming in and more money going out. At the end of each month, they are struggling to make ends meet. They don't have any savings. They are struggling with really just getting a bit of structure around their finances. And today's video is really a simple explanation of how to, in very simple terms, manage your income and your outgoings.
Think of this water as cash flow, which for you would be, royalties from your jingles, right? And this cup, your financial well-being, whole, would be your expenses. Huh? You dig? Okay. When money comes in, it drips out and pays their bills with a healthy reserve. Yo!
Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, talk you through just a little bit about what I use and how it helps me save money, how I've gone from being in debt, about $10,000 worth in debt, to being well over six figures in net worth across various different asset classes. Investing is for another conversation, but this is just how to really manage your money in the short term, really understand where it's going, what it's been spent on, how you can cut back, and how you can really utilize your income. So without further ado, let's get into it.
All right, so how to manage your money. Okay, so the first thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to really understand your income versus your outgoings. So what I've done is I've got the average UK salary along with the monthly total after tax, and I've just done a very, very simple breakdown of some of the outgoings that you might have. Each person is different. Each person will have different commitments and outgoings, but this should just give you a baseline of where to work from. I would expect most people to have a much more granular breakdown than this. But anyway, it is of vital importance you work out where your money is going. If your income is 1994 a month, so just under 2,000, where is that money being spent? How much are you saving? Where are the areas that you can work on to save more of that money? So 1994, let's say you rent and your bills are £600 all in, so that's your rent or your mortgage, that's your council tax, your home insurance, anything like that. Let's say food is £200 a month, so 50 quid a week on the supermarket. Car and petrol, so any money you're spending on the car that you have, whether that's road tax, insurance, monthly payments if you got it on finance, petrol from getting around, any bills like phone, Netflix, things like that. And then finally your fun money, so your hobbies, your football clubs, your nights out, your dinner, your bars, and everything. So what I've done is I've got all the figures there. I've made up a couple of numbers there, and what that's done is that said, okay, from the 2,000 that I make a month, 1,650 is going out the door, and I should be saving £350 per month. Now, can I spend less money on alcohol, dinner, drinks? Potentially. Can I spend less money on food, on any of these areas? That's something to look at. But really, you should have a very, very detailed income statement of where it is, what my money is coming in, and outgoing, where is it going, and what is absolutely necessitous. So rent and bills, you're gonna have to pay that regardless. Food, you're gonna have to pay that, maybe car and petrol, but some of these other things might be able to alter, do cheaper, be more thrifty. So the main thing is, off the back of that, is you need to make a plan and you need to live below your means. So if you're making £2,000 a month after tax, you don't want to be spending £2,000 a month on your outgoings because you're literally at zero. A lot of people, they even spend more than that. They're spending more than they're making and they're going into debt. They have credit cards run up, they have overdrafts and so on. So the first tip I have for that is use different bank accounts. It amazes me, some of the friends I've got, and they'll have literally all of the money they have in a current account. They might have 10 grand in the current account, They'll have all the bills coming out of there. They'll have the food coming out of there. They'll have the credit card bills. They'll have all their savings in there. They'll have literally everything, all the money they spend on alcohol. Like they'll be going up to the bar with all that money, getting a round of drinks. Huge amounts of money like that should be in savings, and you should really have your money segmented across. So I'll just run through what I've got. I've got a Halifax current account, and every month, the only money that gets is my fun money. So whatever that is a month, with 400, 600, 800, doesn't really matter. That's my fun money. So I know what's being spent on dinners out, alcohol, going on dates, seeing friends, the cinema. Anything like that comes out of my fun money, and I give myself a monthly budget every month of that. The second account I have is another Halifax account, and I use that exclusively for bills, rent, monthly payments like the gym, phone bill. What that does is that takes the money that I need to cover that, and it keeps it on a separate account. So that's the money, like I know I'm going to have to pay that money. There's nothing I can do. I got to pay that money. I've made commitments to live on my own, to rent, so on. And that money comes out separately. But the good thing is it's not mixed in with all my fun money and my savings. So I know exactly what that is. I can keep that separate. Thirdly, I have a Monzo, and Monzo is quite a cool little card, but I just use it for Foodly Shop. So I put £200 on a month, and that goes straight into my Monzo, and that's what's my food bill. That's not dinners out. That's not, a burger 3 a.m. after a crazy night out. That's like my weekly food shop. So if I spend more than £200 a month, I know I've gone over on my food bill. If I spend less, then there's extra in there, but that's exclusively for food, which is good. Again, that keeps it separate. It means you know what you're spending. And then finally, I have a couple of credit cards. So I have a very small limit on a Halifax credit card. It's like £1,000 maybe. And then I have a large credit card on American Express, which is significantly more. And I use that for things like, I might use that for flights. I might use that for purchases on Amazon, things that the credit card will cover you for, especially American Express. I'll talk about them in another video, but they will literally cover everything that you have. They've got a huge legal team. They're phenomenal customer services, but this helps me build my credit rating. So know where your money goes, have separate accounts for separate things. So have money for your fun money, for your bills, for your food. And I know it seems quite anal, but it's essentially a really good way of understanding where your money's going. Next, saving money each month. So, okay, managing your money is a good thing, but it's kind of just treading water if you're not saving. So what I would do is I would use a separate savings account, regardless of where that is. If it's in your normal bank and it's just a separate one, if it's somewhere that you send a standing order to, that's really helpful. But make sure that is separate from your bills and your fun money. What I would do is I would set up a standing order that takes money out the day after I've been paid. So if I get paid on the 20th of the month, 21st of the month, boom, money comes out. Start small. Start with a manageable figure. Don't go huge figures. It's going to be really difficult and you're going to feel guilty of not getting to. Start with £100 a month. See how you get on. Maybe after a month, it's like, sure, I could do 300. Maybe after 3 months, it's I could do 400. But consistently do that every month. So start with a small figure, see what you can build up to, and you'll be amazed how quickly that'll just come straight out of your account. You won't even notice it, and it'll be building up in a savings account separately. In terms of saving, a couple of lifestyle changes you might want to consider. I know a lot of people, especially one of my best mates, he drinks a coffee from a little artisan coffee shop every day. It's like £4, maybe it's £5, I don't know. Either way, it is lunacy to be buying a coffee every morning. What he then did was he bought a coffee machine, a nice coffee machine. It was reasonably expensive, £80 or something. But then every single day he makes himself a nice artisan coffee, which he takes in his reusable mug and he walks to work. Now, I appreciate a lot of people might think, no, I love my coffee, but just consider it. You don't have to do it, but it will save you a lot of money. If you spend £5 a day, £25, there's £100 a month you spend on coffees. £1,200 on coffees a year. That is lunacy. Try shopping at Lidl or Aldi. So you might have spent some time in Sainsbury's, Tesco's if you're in the UK. I don't know what it's like in the US. Lidl and Aldi, they are significantly cheaper. Try shopping there. And finally, just become obsessed where your money goes each month and understand exactly what's happening, how you can save better. And it's a good obsession because you'll have more money, you'll have more freedom, you have less stress. So yeah, the main point from that, keep your savings separate. And finally, final point, plan for future events. So look, you've got a holiday coming up. I've got a holiday. It's a holiday. It's a friend's wedding in Italy next year. So I'm starting to put away 50 quid each month now, because I don't want to get whacked with the money that it's going to cost me out there. 500 quid for the holiday, £1,000, I don't know. But I want to have money set aside so that I'm not going in and then all of a sudden I got to fork out that whole figure straight away. Car payment. So this is something that I'm pretty passionate about. What happened was I took out a car loan, so I pay a certain amount every month, and they said after 3 years you're going to owe £3,000. You can either rent a new car, essentially rent a new car, or you can pay us £3,000 and you own the car outright as yours. I think that's a great option because I don't want to be continually paying down my car. I want to own it outright. So I've been putting away £100 a month in a separate account for 3 years so that I've got that £3,000 sitting and waiting for when the contract's up. That means it's not a £3,000 hole in my savings. It's not a £3,000 hole that I have to find. Finally, things like house repairs and renovations. So you might want to have a hazard fund to cover major issues like a broken boiler, a new carpet, stuff that is just going to absolutely bidding you over the head if you've not prepared for. All of a sudden you got to pay £1,000 for a new boiler you weren't expecting. That can be a real pain in the ass. Anyway, the main thing from this is it's a lot less painful to put small amounts away rather than being hit with the full bill all at once. So yeah, don't get blindsided by future events, weddings, holidays, car loans, renovations, you name it.
Thank you for listening. Thanks for joining, everyone. That's all I've got for you today, but join me in the next video. If there's anything you want to comment on, any ideas you had that I missed, please feel free, share, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.